Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today's December the 10th, 2018, the home of the 2-minute price prediction, as well as give me all the news according to the charts. Now, today we're going to talk about Apple. Okay, we uploaded a video on our channel on the 27th of November with the question, is it time to sell Apple stock? Okay, we just got some breaking news. You can see here on Reuters that Qualcomm wins the import ban against several Apple iPhones in China. It was uploaded today, December 10, 2018. And if you were to watch our video that we posted on the 27th of November, we told you all that we were looking for Apple to continue to move to the downside in price, $160 as the initial area support. But then we also mentioned that it could come down to $140, $135, give and take. And with this news that is currently coming out in the market for Apple, definitely seems as if that forecast is still on track. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at this article, try to see some of the positives, the negatives that is reflective here in the article for Qualcomm as well as Apple, and then we're going to see if it translates over to the chart. Okay, now if this is your first time watching our video, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you like and share this content as well, because this is very easy to predict price movement, as we're here to give you all the news according to the charts. Okay, so now let's go ahead and dive into this article to see what type of information we can pull out from it to drag over to the price chart to see if it actually makes sense. Okay, so now as you guys can tell here on the title, Qualcomm wins the import ban, meaning that Apple cannot sell any of their iPhones. Well, there's some specific models as we will look at in the article in China. Okay, Qualcomm on Monday said it had won a preliminary order from a Chinese court banning the importation and sale of several Apple iPhone models in China that the court found violated 2 of Qualcomm patents. Okay, so the preliminary order affects the iPhone 6s through the iPhone X. Okay, Qualcomm initially filed the case in China in late 2017, and here we are towards the end of 2018. They finally got a preliminary order from the Chinese court to ban the sale of several Apple iPhones. Now, that obviously can hurt Apple stock in the long term, especially considering the fact that they will not reveal their sales of the iPhone anymore in their quarterly earnings reports. This tells you that Apple has already known that this was going to come through. That's one of the main reasons why they reported in their Q3 earnings that they will not be giving out their iPhone sales anymore, because they knew that China was going to come through with its importation ban of the sale of iPhone models. Okay, the court found that Apple violated 2 of Qualcomm software patents around resizing photographs and managing applications on a touchscreen. This is what Don Rosenberg wrote or says, who is a general counsel of Qualcomm. Apple continues to benefit from our intellectual property while refusing to compensate us. Because the patents concern software, Apple could make changes to its software to avoid the patents and still be able to sell its phones. Will they be able to do it? Time will tell. But this certain situation is just more of a smaller dispute between a wide-ranging legal dispute with Apple. So there is a lot of ambiguity going on amongst both of these companies regarding intellectual property and rights, and this can be dragged on for many years. Okay, Qualcomm has also asked regulators in the United States to ban the importation of several iPhone models over patent concerns, but the US officials have so far declined to do so. So if this statement ends up panning out to where iPhone won't be able to be sold to the United States or in the United States, then this would also be a very detrimental impact to Apple stock. Okay, so we need to make sure that this is being revealed on the price chart as well. It is one of negativity, so we do need to see some inclinations on the price chart that could insinuate Apple continue to move lower in price. Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue to read The specific iPhone models affected by the preliminary ruling in China are the iPhone 6s, the iPhone 6s Plus, the iPhone 7, the iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone X. Okay, so this was written by Stephen Nellis of Reuters. So considering that Qualcomm has won a preliminary injunction against Apple in the sale of their iPhones in China, we need to see that negativity translate over to the price charts for Apple, which could be a positive for Qualcomm, considering the fact that they are in some aspects winning against the legal disputes of their intellectual property between Apple. Okay, so now here we are. We're looking at Apple right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the monthly chart real quick. You guys can remember on the 27th, I went ahead and I've drawn this ascension line in the market for Apple on this price chart. And you can tell that Apple is still staying below our ascension line. That's not a very positive thing to see. Even though we are halfway through the month of December, we still have a lot to go through. So this can definitely change for the month of December. Now that $160 is still intact for Apple to come and bounce off of support. Okay, I'm still looking for Apple to move to the downside, considering the negativity that continues to batter this particular stock. Let's see what's going on the weekly chart. You can see here, even last week, we tried to maintain the ability to stay above our ascension line. That is like strike 2 in the market for Apple. We couldn't do it during the week of the 26th of November. We was able to open above it last week, and we still closed towards the lower bottom of the bar. So weakness is still apparent in Apple. I'm still looking for this particular stock to move to the downside. Go back and watch our video that we posted on the 27th of November. I will have it at the end of this video to give you easy access to watch that content. We told you that 160, maybe even $140 could be the ultimate support area in Apple. There's a slim probability that it could hold 150, but nevertheless, the weakness is still apparent in Apple. I'm still looking for the stock to move to the downside, and with this article continues to show us that Apple is going to get hit with more sell orders to push this particular stock down. So Stephen, I am in agreement with your article thus far. The price chart continues to show us that the weakness is still here in Apple. To at least let it come back down to $160, the weakness is very apparent. I am not too convinced that Apple can continue to move to the upside. With this recent negative news going against this company, continues to cement that fact that we're still looking for Apple to continue its movement to the downside. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Qualcomm real quick. This is the monthly chart for Qualcomm, and as I try to zoom out, we are definitely in a upward move in this particular company. We have bounced off this ascension line numerous times over the last couple of months. Very positive to see. You can see that $70 is another area of resistance, but ultimately it's right there around $82 that Qualcomm came and pushed back down to lower prices. Now, considering the fact that Qualcomm won the preliminary injunction against Apple, the market is still weak. Okay, I'm still not convinced that in the near term it's weak. I'm still not convinced that Qualcomm is going to really make a huge movement to the upside on a long-term basis. Now, looking at it on the weekly chart, we just literally been holding a consolidation in Qualcomm. The resistance area currently on the smaller time frame is right there around $60, and Qualcomm is definitely having a hard time breaking that particular price as well. So again, leaning more towards Qualcomm moving to the downside right now too. It has to break $60 in order for us to see the increase to the upside happen. That can occur this week though, if we continue to see some news to be swayed in the positive for this company. But right now, I'm just seeing more or less some consolidation continuing for this company, as well as the continuation of downside movement. Okay, so overall, Qualcomm, I am forecasting, according to this price chart, to maintain its consolidation. First resistance area of that consolidation is going to be $60. Now, we break that to the upside relatively soon, then I am expecting Qualcomm to continue to move to the upside back up towards $70. But right now we're hugging around this ascension line. Definitely look like we're going to try to continue to move towards this ascension line, and if we're able to bounce off of it, then again we're still holding to the long-term move to the upside. But right now I am looking for Qualcomm to hold that consolidation movement lower, possibly try to bounce off of our ascension line and then move to the upside from there. But right now I'm not overly confident that Qualcomm is strong neither, just more or less consolidation, holding support in the near term, meaning like the next month or so. That is our analysis. This is what the price chart is telling us. This is the breaking news that the preliminary court has granted an injunction for Qualcomm against Apple, just coming out today. Again, we would like to know your comments and how do you think this is going to affect Apple in the short term as well as in the long term. Do you still see Apple trying to break back up above our ascension line, or do you think we're going to continue to move to the downside? Let us know. Give us your opinion, give us your thoughts with a comment in the comment section of this video. Again, we do appreciate you all watching our video. Make sure you all maintain your profitability, and I will talk to you later.